It's a glorious sunny morning here in Chennai. Welcome to the final day of action in the 2016-2017 MRF Challenge. It's the start of a new season for the Indian National Support Championships, and they'll be coming to the grid very shortly. But it's the championship deciding showdown between Joey Mawson, Harrison Newey and Mick Schumacher in the MRF Challenge for the 2-litre single-seaters. This is David Addison trackside. Louise Beckett is down on the grid, and so too the cars in the Formula LGB 1300 Championship. They had one race yesterday that had lots of drama and a safety car and a red flag. The survivors have got themselves ready for race 2 of the weekend that hopefully is going to be 8 laps full of action. It promises to be a great way to start the day. Let's hear from some of the drivers involved with, on the grid, Louise Beckett.
Yes, we are down in fifth spot on the race. Anjan, it's been a difficult weekend for you race-wise. You put in some good results early on in the weekend, so what can you do today in this race?
I'll try my level best to get a better start. Yesterday I had a very bad start. Both the races had a pretty bad start, so today I'm going to improve on my start and then push in the race.
And what are the conditions like out there on track?
It's quite hot right now, and the tires are struggling to be stuck on track, so it's just sliding everywhere, and the engine will take some time to warm up. It'll be quite quick because it's quite hot right now.
Thanks very much. It certainly is quite hot, and moving forward we'll go down to Prashanth. Prashanth in fourth. He's just having his last minute words with the team. Thoughts going into this race, just the last few minutes before we start?
Yeah, last few minutes, and I'm really looking forward to having a very good start, because I won the first race, and this is a reverse grid for the second race. I'm starting in 4th position, so looking forward to a very good start and making as many positions as possible.
What are the difficulties of this track?
It is a long corners. There are a lot of long corners at the back of the track. So if you lose one corner, you will lose a lot of 2-3 corners. It's a sequence, so it's very difficult to drive here. So you'll have to make sure there's no mistakes.
Thanks very much. We'll see how Prashanth does shortly. Ritvik Thomas made it to the grid yesterday. Ritvik, are you going to make it? Made it to the podium, and are you going to make it again today?
Hopefully I can make it, 2 podiums in the weekend, but let's see, it's racing, anything happens, so let's see, I'll do my best and hope for the best, so let's go.
Well, engines are starting up. I'll see if I can get a word with Poleman just before we go. Have I got time? Yeah, I've been told I've got time, so that's good. Let's get down to Poleman and Ira Singh. So, looking ahead, what are you thinking these final moments before the start of the race?
Nothing. I just want to get a nice race start and probably pull away from the guys at the back. But of course, it's going to be really tough. After the crash on Friday, the car isn't really that perfect. But I think they worked. The mechanics worked really hard yesterday night. So let's see how it goes today.
Thanks very much. Well, as Ira says, it is all in that start, as we've seen already yesterday. So, David, back to you.
Thanks, Louise. Arya Singh, then the man on pole position. Just to make the point, with the 5-minute board being shown before this race gets underway, that the grid for this is based on the results of yesterday's 2-part race, but with the top 4 finishers reversed. So Prashanth K, that you heard from a moment ago, he was the winner yesterday, with, in second place, Ritvik Thomas. Third was Bhushan Tarija, who is on the front of the grid. He'll start second, and fourth, now onto pole position, is Arya Singh. There is Bhushan Tarija. Now, yesterday, it was a race that started with Ajahn Patodia on pole position. He was deemed to have jumped the start, even though it was a dreadful start because he lost a whole heap of places on the run to the first corner. So he was given a drive-through penalty. He served that just as the red flags came out, so he had to serve it again in the second part of the race. It dropped him down the order. He was able to fight back, and ultimately he finished in 5th place, which was a good recovery. But if he can, as he was suggesting, make a decent start today, then he should be one to watch. Ritvik Thomas there, best of the rookie drivers as well yesterday. He is good to go, thumbs up. 1 or 2 drivers, and Arya Singh is amongst them, do more than just one category over this weekend. Arya Singh is in the 1600cc slicks and wings single-seaters as well, MRF Challenge cars. And you've also got on the grid the likes of Raghu Rangasamy, who is doing saloons as well as 1600s and 1300s, so he's got a busy weekend. There's a gap on the grid, which I think is where Chetan Kurada should have been. He was another man entered in the 1600s as well as these LGB 1300cc cars. They're all built, these chassis, by the LJ Balakrishnan brothers, hence Formula LGB. They've got 1300cc Suzuki Swift engines and run by really three core teams, amongst them the Wallace Sports team. Also you've got Momentum and DTS Racing. Cars released then at the start of the race, but the last opportunity to get some warmth into the tyres. Seems strange when the drivers are saying how hot it is already, and we're at just after 9:30 local time, but they need a lap to put some warmth into the rubber. But for safety grounds, it is essential. And yesterday proved that the drivers can make mistakes in these cars and have incidents, and we don't want too many of them. It was a fairly bruising encounter yesterday, but it was Prashant K who came through to win. 8 laps in prospect then. Track map on screen, 3.717 kilometres long. Pit straight is the straight on the far right as you look at it, so it's a right at turn 1, a right at turn 2, then they go left, tight to turn 3, wriggle their way up through the S's towards turns 4 and 5. There's that big loop at the top of the lap, turn 6 into 7, long back straight down to turn 8, turn right, and then it's left at turn 9. There's a kink that takes you into turn 10, looping you round the paddock, 11 over the brow, 12 is the last right-hander, and then you charge back over the start and finish line. Track temperature already 25 degrees, air temperature just a gnat's below that at 24. Cars then working their way around the back part of the circuit. This is how they line up, with the grid, as I say, based on the results of yesterday, but with the top 4 finishers reversed. So Arya Singh goes from pole with Bhushan Pareja alongside him. Ritvik Thomas is on the 3rd row. Prashant K, the Southern India driver, and it's a Southern India thing that you take just the initial of your father's surname, hence Prashant K. He's ahead of Anjan Patodia, Ayun Showry, who was a spinner yesterday, Yasha Radya, who went off the road yesterday, Kamala Kanan, who's been in the wars this weekend, Rupesh Siva Kumar, who spun in free practice and brought out a red flag. 10th on the grid, Jason Huggins, he was a spinner early in yesterday's race as well. There's a pattern forming here. You see how many people have been in stride. Clinton Braganza also was a spinner in the race and ended up being penalised for overtaking under yellow flags yesterday. Venkatash Shreyas comes next ahead of Vishnu Raj Kumar. Then it's Sheikh Najib Ahmed, whose car ground to a halt on track yesterday. Chetan Karada is missing. Sricharan V should be there. Vinesh Chand had damage yesterday after he was hit by Chetan Nagawara. Balapraseth crashed in free practice. Sri Venkata Teja never got into the race yesterday because something broke on the initial grid. Manas Madan was excluded for yesterday's race because he ignored a black flag. He shouldn't have done the restart. He did. He got black flagged. He ignored it. So he was hoiked out of the results. Hopefully he's on the grid today. And the other car at the back there, Abdul Malik, never got into race 1, and I don't think he's issued on the grid for race 2 either. So we're not anticipating seeing that car. However, there's enough in it to make it lively, that is for sure. And on the evidence of what we've seen so far this weekend, an awful lot should happen in this race, especially with this having that slight reversal for the front of the grid. So out of turn 12 they come, the pit straight running parallel to the main road. You can see the traffic in the background, and now the field starts to form up. So the white car is Arya Singh. There is Manas Madan, so he is going to get a start today. 25, Sri Venkat Teja. He'll be one to watch, having missed out yesterday. He'll be keen for a decent result to avenge the weekend, really. So up to the grid they come. Bhushan Pareja is the man on the inside. Pole is on the outside, the grippier racing line. It's a 1-by-1 staggered grid, as it is for all races here this weekend. And we are just about good to go. This circuit was never meant for international racing. It has grown into an international circuit, and as such has the Formula 1 style 5 red lights, which will come on in a moment. And the MMRT, Madras Motor Race Track, here at Kotai is ready for action to start Sunday morning. Lights out, he's racing. Slow start by Bhushan Pareja. Good start though by Arya Singh in the white car. He's going to lead on the way down towards turn 1 for the first time. To the outside line goes 39 Ritvik Thomas as they dive down into turn 1. This is a good chance to try and gain ground if he can, if there's a gap on the inside, and then stay there for turn 2. And up the inside tries to go Pareja. Singh defends on the outside. He's yesterday's winner, Prashant K, who gets turned into a spin. Roundy has gone, and he's been collected, has he not? Yes, because Anjan Patodia is in there, so is Ritvik Thomas as well. And look at Prashant K's suspension. Broken left, broken right, game over. He's out of the car, so also gets Anjan Patodia. So the man that was quickest in qualifying, the man that won race 1, both eliminated. 2 cars stranded on the track. Are we going to get an interruption to move them? Let us see. But 2 of your gun drivers gone even before turn 3, and safety car boards are being prepared. The safety car then will come out, so the race is going to be neutralised whilst the 2 cars, you can see the damage, are retrieved. Prashant K trudges away. What were they telling Louise on the grid? This is racing, anything can happen. It just has, hasn't it? So yesterday's winner, sad to say, has a very short-lived race, and that's Clinton Braganza going all agricultural, not for the first time this weekend. And Giampattodia's quest to improve his race results have come to naught as well, but Prashant K tagged into that spin, round he went, and then the others really with nowhere to go collect him. So, safety car is deployed, and the field working its way now up through at turn 9. You can see the cars getting into formation. No overtaking while the safety car is out. The yellow flags are there. The safety car, the yellows, so that the race can continue, albeit under controlled conditions, whilst the track is made safe once again. And this redoubtable track sweeping device, track clearing crane, arrives on scene. It can hoik at least 2 cars at once out of the way. And Arya Singh brings the field down towards turn 12. So the officials in race control will be keeping an eye to the pictures. They'll be getting the observers' reports as to how the clean-up operation is going. Hopefully it won't take too long to get cars out of the way. Arya Singh comes over the timing line. The Wallace sports car. Prashant K has got not just broken suspension, but quite a bit of broken bodywork as well. So the field pouring over the line, with Arya Singh being the race leader. Bhushan Tareja in second place, third Yasha Raja at the moment, and there's 1 car heading down the pit road as well. So the clean-up operation continues. And I reckon we should be good to go racing at the end of this lap. Looking at the speed of all of this, yes, it's looking pretty good, this. So the field wriggling its way behind the safety car, trying to maintain not just tyre temperature, but tyre pressure as well. When the lights go out atop the safety car, that's the indication that we'll be back racing at the end of the lap. But for now, Arya Singh holds sway, and it is going to be a very different order with, as I've been saying, 2 of those star drivers eliminated. So you've got Bhushan Tareja in second place, but it's the second row really. Ritvik Thomas, who was caught up in it, he has dropped down the order. Prashant K gone from the second row. The third row was where Giampattodi started. We've lost him, and then you have to go a long way down to find the next car that was on the grid, namely Arun Shourie. He's running in 4th place. So Shourie survived the melee, but as the field now turns its way through for the second time of asking, there's a replay of the start. Let's try and piece together who did what to which and to whom into turn 2. Turning their way through turn 1, Arya Singh the race leader, but then people try to attack on the inside up to the next corner. From the front of the grid, you see a good getaway by Arya Singh, so he grabs the advantage on the run down to turn 1. Ritvik Thomas in 39 on the outside line, and a good start by Bhushan Tareja. He slots in behind the leader as they work their way round turn 1. From the high shot, 1 car a little bit slow away, which looked as though it might have been Kamala Kanan from the inside of the grid, but a good getaway by Singh puts him into the advantage at turn 1 as they work their way through the right-hander, and then the cars power their way up towards turn 2, and that's where it all kicked off. And that was the start of it. Didn't quite catch who tagged Prashant K into the spin, but got a feeling it may have been Ritvik Thomas, because he has dropped down the order, and I think he might have been the one that we just got a glimpse of on the grass. So the field coming down now towards turn 12. The safety car stays out, lights are still on, there's no green flag yet as the cars work their way up over the timing line. So another lap before we can go to race conditions. Safety car then over the timing line. Arya Singh race leader, and you see 1 or 2 drivers now jinking around, still trying to maintain tyre temperature. 37 going through, a long way down the order. That being Sheikh Najib Ahmed, who was a retirement from yesterday's race. Bala Prasad there in a car that was damaged in free practice on Friday, but going stronger now. So Arya Singh working his way out of turn 3. Track looks clear, so I would hope that this is the lap on which the pace is quickened and they're going to be released. They got effectively 2 laps plus 4 yesterday, and it's going to be really a 4-lap showdown, isn't it, when we get back to racing. 5 laps just about when we get back to racing this time around, hopefully. So out of the kink at turns 3 and 4 they come, with Arya Singh now trying to bunch everybody up behind him. And as they work their way up through the S's, they should be released. I would have thought the end of this lap, it's not just getting the cars off the track, it's then getting all the marshals back on post, it's getting the recovery vehicle out of harm's way and then positioning it where it's needed again, should it be needed, in the remainder of the race. But as soon as the officials are happy, then the indication will be given that the cars can be released. All of these, as I was saying, pre-race, and there is the green flag ready. The same chassis, built by the LG Balakrishnan brothers. It's the entry level into Indian single-seater racing, but if you don't like single-seaters, then there is a saloon car championship ready and waiting for you. The Indian saloons that are here this weekend, catering for a variety of up to 2.2 litre cars, and that's another full entry as well. But the single-seater's good to go. Green flag is ready, lights are out, I think, so we should be ready to have the cars released at the end of this lap, with Arya Singh being the man in charge as they work their way now then down towards turn 9, back of the grid through 8, and now the speed is quickening as they turn their way towards the last tight sequence of corners. As they do so, the safety car picks up pace and starts to sprint its way now down towards the back of the paddock. So this will be the end of lap number 3, and as the cars quicken their pace, Arya Singh, the man in charge, can't overtake until he gets to the timing line, so he's got Bush and Thareja right up behind him, then the silver and red car there, in third spot of Yash Aradia, and he wants to be on his toes as they go racing once more then, as they come now out of turn 12, down towards turn 1, they go, the 2 race leaders, absolutely nose to tail, and Bush and Thareja in the blue car looking for a way to get himself up past Arya Singh. He can't quite do it. Arun Shourie is 4th, Jason Huggins has gone strongly, he's up into 5th place, 6th is Rupesh Sivakumar, and there, 55, Dinesh Chand, who started a long way back on the grid. He has made good progress in this as well, as the cars work their way now up towards turn 3, and so far so good. So Jason Huggins then working his way through in 5th. He was a spinner yesterday but going very nicely now, and Dinesh Chand, who was involved in the incident yesterday with Chetan Nagawara, making good progress. Nagawara as well, who started behind him on the grid, it's even higher up the order. He's in 7th place. 18th he started, Chetan Nagawara, and up into 7th he now runs, so it's been good progress. So up front, Arya Singh leading the way. He was a 5th of a second up on Bush and Thareja when we restarted. This lap 4 out of the 8, and as the cars turn their way now up through turn 6 and 7, the leading 2 starting to break away. Arya Singh ahead of Bush and Thareja. Down towards turn 8 they come. The gap between the 2 leaders suggesting that Thareja is not quite close enough to make a move, but he thinks about it, trying to apply the pressure to Arya Singh. Out of turn 8 they come. We have seen over the course of the weekend, if you're really brave, sit on the outside line around 8. That gives you the inside there for turn 9, and you can gain a place. But for now, Bush and Thareja elects to stay in the draft. He was 3rd in yesterday's race. Can he go 1 better? Can he go 2 better even? And actually, despite the fact that they'd all been bunched up behind the safety car, now everybody a little bit more strung out, apart from really the top 2 as they work their way once again over the brow. This is a proper racing lap at turn 12 this time, as the leaders come through together. Arya Singh just up the road ahead of Bush and Thareja, and then Yash Aradia in 3rd place. Now what can he do about those ahead of him? Yash Aradia over the timing line 3rd in the red and silver car. Behind him is Arun Shourie. Jason Huggins is 5th. 6th in 66 is Rupesh Sivakumar. And there to the inside line goes 55, Dinesh Chand. Ahead of him is Chetan Nagawara, and also working his way up from the back of the grid in 25, Sri Venkata Teja. So you've got them, in the case of Nagawara, 7th, Chand 8th. Venkata Teja now is in 9th place. And up the inside, tries to squeeze number 6, Manas Madan, from last on the grid. He's another one making decent progress, 11th. It's a bit like a handicap race this. You put some of the guns at the back and make them work their way through, and it's working nicely. Plus, you've got the man from 4th in the race yesterday, starting on pole, and a big slide there, just about caught, but that costs a whole heap of time to Arun Shourie. He loses a place that he just gained. He falls back down into 4th place, therefore, and we've seen that on a number of occasions this weekend from Arun Shourie. He catches it, but that brings Jason Huggins even closer to him as they work their way down now for the 5th time of asking into turn 8. And Arya Singh is looking very strong up front at the moment as they turn their way through the right-hander. Battle on, almost side by side as well, as to the outside goes Sri Venkatateja, trying to go all the way around the outside of Nesan Chagawara there. He will do it on the inside at turn 9, if not before. Yes, he's made it stick, goes through, up the inside, takes the place away, and there 55 has had some stride. Vinesh Chand losing place hand over fist. Nose to tail then. You've got in 25 Sri Venkatateja, and right behind him trying to get the place back now Chetan Nagawara. Through they come, but up front Arya Singh still holds sway. He's got Bhushan Thareja running behind him. Thareja, one of the rookies, and on target seemingly for a class win there as he comes over the timing line. Well, no, Arya Singh, I think, is a rookie driver as well. Apologies. So as they come down towards turn 1, now that Sri Venkatateja has got away from the opposition, he's starting to build the gap. Clinton Braganza in the yellow car going no further. Bala Prasad is in the wars once again, and they kind of disentangle themselves. Clinton Braganza gets away. I tell you, the tough cars these. He's dropping liquid and the bodywork's hanging off, but he's a runner. And also in strife is the recovering Ritwik Thomas, who was 11th after his earlier travails, but he's just dropped himself down the order. Bala Prasad is trying to get going again as well. So up front, Arya Singh coming towards us. Now, he was 1.7 seconds ahead of Bhushan Thareja last time over the line. That gap had really shot up. Through they come. And as they do so now, Arya Singh on his own pretty much, working his way now down towards turn number 8. Bhushan Thareja in 2nd place. That's Bala Prasad's car showing the signs of damage, but he's going to get away. Not necessarily sure that bit of front bodywork is going to be there at the end of the race, but undaunted, off he goes again. Rugged, I think, would be a word to describe these cars. As I say, they're almost indestructible. So 2 of them clatter into each other, keep going. There's a yellow flag being waved, double waved yellows now on the run down towards turn 8. Who have we lost there? Number 4 is in shot. That's Jason Huggins turning right now. And what does he find ahead of him? Well, there's the race leader down at turn 12. Arya Singh still ahead of Bhushan Thareja. In 3rd place is Yasha Rajya. And then for 4th place, 11 is Arun Shourie. 5th is Jason Huggins. 6th behind them is Rupesh Sivakumar. And they turn now out of turn 12 over the timing line once more up towards the completion of the lap. They start now lap 7, and Arya Singh with this massive advantage of 3.5 seconds. So he leads outright. He leads the rookie part of the race. Number 6 there, Manas Madan, who started last of all on the grid and is now running in 9th place. So it's been a very good drive up the order from him, and he's not done yet either, is he? Because he's looking for a way up past Chetan Nagawara's repaired car as they work their way up towards turn 2. There is Vinesh Chand, who was losing places a little while ago. He's now in 11th spot as Nagawara comes under attack from Manas Madan once again. Through they turn. Up past the new corporate and race control building. The intention is to be able to split the circuits for dual usage. So you've got an east and a west circuit with permanent buildings for each. And absolutely together they run. Manas Mand in the white car then looks for a way through. Madan to the outside line. Is he going to go all the way around the outside of Nagawara? Not there, he's not, but it was a good effort. The 2 of them still together as they work their way into view again. And you can see that Manas Madan has got the speed, trying everything he knows to find a way through. Excluded from yesterday's race. That's why he was put to the back of the grid. He was excluded for not respecting the black flag because he shouldn't have been in the restart, but he elected to take part in it and then was asked to stop and didn't. He goes to the outside at turn 8, brakes late, the car squirrels away from him. Can he stand his ground on the outside? Well, he does, but he's too far back. So what could have been a really good, clever pass doesn't work out that way, I'm afraid. So he ends up not only still behind Chetan Nagawara, but also he's lost a couple of lengths as a consequence. through the kink that takes them to turn 10. Arun Manan in the left of the shot there, the managing director of MRF, enjoying the racing this morning. Great enthusiast for the sport and for his company's products. As you look at the race leader, Arya Singh, now having done 7 of the 8 laps. He's on his last lap of the race. He leads Bhushan Thareja in 2nd spot. In 3rd, there is Yash Aradia. In 4th place is Arun Shourie. And battle is still on for 5th and 6th. Jason Huggins being caught now by Sri Venkata Teja. Then there is Rupesh Sivakumar in 7th, with 8th and 9th, 8th and 9th being Chetan Nagawara, and then Manas Madan. But Arya Singh has dominated this race. He's got some traffic ahead of him. But after a difficult weekend, the car being quite badly damaged in free practice on Friday, it's all come good at the very end. Bala Prasad, incidentally, who he has just lapped, was the other driver involved in the accident that he had on Friday in free practice. So Arya Singh's weekend has turned out rather better than that for Bala Prasad, and Arya Singh, even if he wins this race, I suspect isn't going to hang around for long, because he's in the next one for the MRF 1600 challenge cars. So he will possibly not even have time for a winner's interview. He'll just have to bail and run down the pit lane and get into a more powerful single-seater, ready for the next race. But for now, the focus is on a race win. He works his way down towards that right-handed kink that takes you in turn to turn 10 round the back of the paddock, through which he will go now, accelerating his way to turn 11, over the brow of the hill, and then up towards turn 12. Checkered flag awaits, and so Arya Singh is going to score honours in the 2nd Formula LGB 1300 race of the weekend, and in style. Arya Singh is a dominant race winner as he comes across the timing line now. He is very, very happy indeed as he makes his way past the pits. Arya Singh the winner, Bhushan Thareja in 2nd place. The gap between them was up to about 3.5 seconds. Let's see what it is at flagfall. It is an amazing 9.3 seconds. You get the feeling that Thareja had a problem because he was falling further and further away, and oh so nearly caught at the end by Yash Aradia. Then you've got Arun Shourie taking 4th despite his slide across the grass earlier on. Sri Venkata Teja takes 5th, and it's Jason Huggins who rounds out the top 6. A good recovery from him after 1 or 2 dramas over the weekend. 7th, Rupesh Sivakumar. 8th goes to Manas Madan from the back of the grid. 9th, Chetan Nagawara. And 10th, also a good result after problems yesterday, Sheikh Najib Ahmed. Ritwik Thomas there with 2 incidents in the race, ending up in 12th position. But Arya Singh 9.3 seconds to the good at the end of the race. So Arya Singh not wasting any time on this slowing down lap, is he? He knows he's got another race to get into coming up in a few minutes' time, because the MRF 1600s are due to start, well, in about half an hour. Pit lane opens in quarter of an hour, but he's got to get into the car and get himself ready. Arun Manan has enjoyed watching the first race of the day, and we'll be getting set soon to look at the MRF Challenge Formula 1600 cars, the Van Diemen built chassis, which will be taken to the circuit, including this man, as I say, Arya Singh. So lots happening, but all behind the race leader. Arya Singh being able to control the race, and confirmation of the top 5 across the line. Arya Singh the winner from Bhushan Thareja, Yash Aradia taking 3rd place from Arun Shourie, then Jason Huggins in 5th spot, and the winning margin 9.3 seconds. All music to the ears of Arya Singh this morning. So just like yesterday, it's an early morning job for the Formula LGB drivers, and their work as a championship for the weekend is done. But for some of the drivers, they now leap from car to car. So there, down the pit road to the Parc Ferme area comes Arya Singh, who might just have time for a quick word before he sprints down the pit road and leaps on board a different car. How easy it is for him to adapt from one to the other, well, he might tell us in a moment. But Arya Singh, Bhushan Thareja and Yash Aradia are the winning drivers, the top 3 drivers in the final Formula LGB 1300 race of the weekend. And it is, in the end, a slightly different top 3 compared to what we had yesterday. There is Arya Singh, Crash Hamitov, and Louise is there to have a word with our winner.
Arya Singh, that was a great drive from you. It was all going on behind you.
No, I mean, I saw the safety car and it was, quite a tense and relieving because it was the first lap and, the laps were cutting down. I didn't have to defend during that time. I think the safety car restart was really nice. I pulled away and, I could see someone in the rear view mirror, but after 2-3 laps, I think he just kept going back and back. And during the last few laps, I was just crossing my fingers and hoping nothing goes wrong with the car. And yeah, just kept my head calm and won the race.
Well done. Thanks very much. I'll go back a bit further to Bushram before, who was second. He's just taken off his helmet now. Bushram, you pleased with that?
I was hoping for first place actually, but my tires went off completely. Like I had literally no grip coming through the C1. I was losing the rear end. So I guess second is okay. Next time I'll push for first.
Okay, well done.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. And finally to Yash, if he's ready to speak.
Yes.
Yash, a great drive from you.
Thank you.
Pleased with your performance?
Yes. Third. Good thing. For my first race in the cars, because I used to kart before and this is like my first time in the racing. So third's not bad.
Not bad at all. Well done. Celebrate.
Thank you.
Yeah, third, a good result, and good progress, Louise, as well, because he was 7th yesterday and 3rd today. So I know 1 or 2 fell off ahead of him, but great strides forward for Yash Aradia as Arya Singh then takes the race win. And he's all smiles as the drivers celebrate. Let's have a look at the best bits of the Formula
Thoughts going
LGB
into this?
1300 race. Arya Singh being the man that started on pole position. Bhushan Tharija with him at the front of the grid. As the lights went out, it was blast off. Tharija didn't make the best of starts, but was still able to hang on to his 2nd place on the run down to turn 1. For many of them, though, this was where it all got a little bit lively. Out of the first right-hander, it kicked off at turn 2. Ritvik Thomas involved. Also out of the running, Prashant K, the race 1 winner, and the race 1 pole sitter, Anjan Patodia. Those two with damaged cars out on the spot. That brought out the safety car, and it meant that everybody had to bunch up behind. On the restarts, Arya Singh managed to control the pace once again. He had Bhushan Tharija with him in pretty close proximity to begin with, but then, as the race continued, the gap started to widen. Arun Shourie had just grabbed 3rd place when he had a big slide and lost the position back. And there was just no stopping Arya Singh, who kept building and building and building that lead as he worked his way down to turn 12. Tharija ran 2nd, Aradia 3rd, Shourie 4th, and Jason Huggins having a great run in 5th, much better than race 1 yesterday morning. But as the race wore on, Arya Singh looking ever more confident, building up that gap. As from last on the grid, Manas Madan attacked Netan Chagawara down at turn 8. Braked a bit late, the car almost got away from him. And as on the last lap, putting his way through the traffic, Arya Singh, having lapped Bala Prasad, came through to take the checkered flag and was a very happy man indeed. Celebration time as he arrived in the pit lane, but his work for the day is not yet done. He's got an MRF Challenge Formula 1600 race still to come. A brief moment's pause for the MMRT, the Madras Motor Racetrack. Formula 1300 action, the Formula LGB cars done for the day. There's more to come from Chennai. Join us in a few minutes' time. Bye for now.